Hi everyone, Anthony Fantano here, internet's busiest music nerd, and it's time for an album review. The Act of Estimating as Worthless, really long title. Amongst these splintered minds, leaden thoughts sing softly. I don't even know why I said that in an accent. The Act of Estimating as Worthless is a New York band. This is their debut full-length LP following up an EP and a little demo as well. The Act of Estimating presents a really interesting idea. Take the lazy and listless folk punk attitude and sound that the Moldy Peaches had back in the day, but this time we're going to do it in a way where people can take it serious. But honestly, the first thing that I did notice about this LP when I was listening to it was just the similarities it has to the music of the Moldy Peaches, and Kimya Dawson, and Adam Green as well. The acoustic instrumentation is right at the forefront of this thing. The boy-girl vocals kind of lazily intertwining together are very offbeat and off-pitch. The songs on these tracks are very simple. They feature very simple melodies. The melodies on this thing are almost like child song-like in some respects, almost have like a lullaby quality to them. And overall the album just has this really young attitude, these really straightforward and personal lyrics. Sometimes they come off really poetic, and other times they're just not afraid to get guttural and spit a line out like, "I fucked up." It's a combination of flavors that makes this album equal parts cute, endearing, weird, and also pretty relatable. The lyrics are pretty interesting too, dealing with a lot of sort of adult situations or just odd situations, but kind of filtered through this sort of nostalgic and childlike mindset. The more I listened to this album, the more I learned that The Act of Estimating really did put together a solid LP, and they have influences that vary outside of the Peaches. One thing that I think separates them definitely is the recording on this LP is pretty good, and it features a mess of different instrumentation: horns, strings, drums and upright bass, glockenspiel. Some tracks like No One on the Road and Nighttime just burst beautifully with all of this instrumentation, while others just have, you know, just some really nice accompaniment that just continues throughout the song. And to be honest, sometimes when the horns swell on this album, it reminds me of Neutral Milk Hotel a lot. And there are other tracks like Massive Windows and Things We Remember where the instrumentation will get really loud and just saturated and distorted. Spots like that really sound like the microphones to me. You know, you'll get a bunch of instrumentation surrounding these songs, but it'll sound really hectic and sort of lo-fi. Now, another kind of striking thing about this band is just its personality and how consistent it is throughout the album. Even the cutest and most adorable songs on this LP have a really kind of deadpan vocal and a stone-faced expression and this really strong sense of just earnestness, just this raw earnestness. It just reminds me of like a Bill Callahan song, like a Smog song or something. So you've just got these simple songs, these interesting lyrics and strange emotions, adult situations, with all of this sort of beautifully and meticulously crafted instrumentation surrounding all of it. It's just a nice mixture. For me, overall, this album is kind of like being a kid again and having like a secret spot that nobody else knows about, like a really cool treehouse or something, and you've got like a front deck on there and you can look at the stars at night or go inside and read tons of comic books and play video games or whatever. Even though I felt like this album didn't really present anything brand new to me, sound or style-wise, it was a nice blend of things that I was already familiar with, just kind of put together in a way I'd never heard them before. And sometimes, you know, that's all you really need in order for an album to kind of feel fresh to you. As far as negatives on this LP go, I feel like some tracks on here just pale in comparison to others, and a lot of songs on here just felt really kind of samey. I felt like I was just getting this really strong notion of deja vu throughout this LP, and it's mostly because of the vocals, which are a bit of a double-edged sword, because even though they lend this project a lot of personality, you know, it's like, oh, that's kind of their shtick, that's their sound, that's their style, that vocal style. It doesn't really change up and show the variation that the instrumentation does and the emotions do from song to song to song to song. So in a way, the vocals on this thing kind of end up making a lot of tracks on here feel too similar. Still, I enjoyed the hell out of this LP, and would like to know what you think of it if you take a listen to it. Feeling a decent to strong 7 on this thing. What do you think about it? Do you love it? Do you hate it? Why? And what do you think I should review next? Anthony Fantana, The Act of Estimating is Worthless. Definitely not worthless. Forever.